Aloha everybody and welcome to the final part of Sonic Forces. We only have 3 more stages left to play, and the first stage features classic Sonic. You remember him, he's still in this game.
Phantom Ruby's signal is moving underground! Eggman is up to something again.
The doctor hasn't given up. Don't let your guard down yet.
We have to find the entrance to the central tower and stop Eggman!
He had to have a stage in this zone at some point, so that's the justification for what he's doing. He has to find the entrance to the central tower where the Phantom Ruby is, so that the other Sonic and Clement the Great can destroy it, and then he can take a smoke break and just buzz off for a little bit. Whatever, I'm not complaining. He got a stage, whatever. But something I like about this stage is that they have all these spinning wheels, right? And when you curl into a ball while, walking on those spinning wheels, you'll actually go circling around the entire wheel. You'll get a lot of momentum. You'll go really, really fast. And then when you jump off, you will get a huge, gigantic jump that will launch you where you need to go. And every time I see, like, blind Let's Players tackle Sonic Forces, they almost never figure out that you can do that. And it's really helpful, especially with this auto-scroller segment. Yes, we are in an auto-scrolling segment in a Sonic game, I know. It's Sonic 1 on the Game Gear all over again. Bridge Zone. But, problem is, when you're on those wheels, if you actually get all the way to the left of the screen, you can't go beyond the screen, right? So, like, Sonic will be spinning around the wheel, and then the left side of the screen catches up, and you just, like, hit right into the left side of the screen. Sonic gets stuck, and then he has to fall into the bottomless pit because there's really nothing he can do. And so you gotta be really jumping as soon as you can. I cut it a little bit close. It was very close to reaching the left side of the screen, but you have to jump as soon as you can in order to get to your destination when you reach those wheels. But people hate that there's an auto-scroller in this stage. Oh boy. People get, like, huge revulsion. They get really, really disgusted by the fact that there is an auto-scroller in a Sonic game, you know? These games are about moving fast. These games are about going really quickly. Why would Sonic just sit there and what is actually pushing him? I don't know. It's a video game. What do you want? But, classic Sonic is from the 90s, so I guess Sonic Team figured they needed some kind of 90s game design to come back. And what's very old-school video gamey? Auto-scrollers, of course! It's like the Koopa Doom ships on Super Mario Bros. 3, yeah! Either way, this stage, again, I just wish the physics were better, but if the physics were better, I wouldn't hate it that much. I actually don't hate the auto-scroller that much. I like the spinning wheels, I like the missiles that pop out and you have to destroy the missile launchers in order to stop them from shooting at you. I think that's a fun enemy to navigate and defeat. But, oh, the ending. I gotta talk about the ending, because we're coming up to it. You really need to hit the booster. You really need to hit the thing that launches you really quickly. And I didn't, so I had to drop dash. I had to drop dash like 2 times, because if you jump over it, like I did, and then you just keep running, the missiles will actually destroy the platform so quickly that there's no way you're gonna make it to the goalpost, and then you'll be sent back to a previous checkpoint. So you absolutely need to hit the speed booster, or if you miss it, drop dash immediately. Drop dash to get a huge burst of speed, because the missiles will destroy the platform so quickly. And I've seen a lot of people die at the very end of this stage because they missed the booster. So just something worth mentioning. You know. But yeah, that's the last Classic Sonic stage. Bye-bye, Classic Sonic. We'll see you for the final boss fight. But not for final judgment. Gonna switch up the rookie's Wispin so that he has the Burst Wispin. Overall, I would say the Burst Wispin is probably my favorite Wispin in the whole entire game. And unfortunately, it's like the first Wispin you get at the very beginning. I say unfortunately only because it doesn't really encourage people to switch up their weapons all that much, because this is like one of the best weapons. The Flamethrower does so much repeated damage, and it's so helpful for, like, going through a crowd of robots and continuously running, like I did in the very first Chemical Plant stage back in Part 1, you know? That it's so great, it's so powerful, it's good for bosses. The bursts ability that you get from Wisps is pretty good for letting you navigate stages and whatnot. That it's pretty awesome. you don't want to experiment too much with, like, cube wisping or hover wisping or anything else, so, you know. It's not really a problem. I'm just saying that, like, the burst wisping, in my opinion, is the best wisping in the whole entire game. I like it a lot. And this stage is pretty fun. I like this stage. I'm actually following with the rings in order to dodge the lasers and in order to get the red rings. If you run into the buzzsaws, it's like a one-hit kill. And then at the very end, you need to use your wisping or just Sonic's homing attack, which takes a little bit longer, to destroy these Phantom Ruby chambers. And once all the Phantom Ruby chambers are destroyed, then the stage is pretty much done and over with. But watch out for the lasers, just jump over them. All I need to do is keep holding the trigger down. But it's done! The Phantom Ruby is toast!
Pretty thrilling, huh, partner? It's time to head back. Everyone's waiting for us. Double boost!
You don't have to worry about dying in that last part. When you're double boosting, the explosions that are going off, they'll never actually damage you. And I was actually moving in a circle through the cylinder tube that we were running through, but you can just sit there and not move at all. Actually, you don't even need to hit the square button all that much in order to, you know, actually get your double boost power. Because like I said before, they'll trip, and then they'll just boost anyway, so I didn't need to push anything. Once you get to that point, everything is smooth sailing. But anywho, folks, now it's time for the final boss fight. This is the final part of the game. We're taking on the Death Egg Robot. Why did they call it the Death Egg Robot? It's not even on the Death Egg. It doesn't even make sense. I hate that name. Call it the Egg Phantom or something. Ugh.
We did it! Eggman's army is officially butt-kicked. We won! Come on, now what? Can we ever just win and have that be the end of it?
Look!
Jesus!
Gotcha! The fortress reactor was just a decoy. A true winner always keeps his trump card hidden until the end.
Sonic, what's going on? There aren't less enemies, there's more!
What?
How can there be so many? Confirmed sightings indicate Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, Chaos, Infinite. Thousands of them.
What have you done?
I merely incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg Robot.
But that means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply. It's an invulnerable ruby?
A good deduction, Tails. This Death Egg Robot has... No, I have surpassed Infinite to become the complete and ultimate form. You will be crushed by this Death Egg Robot powered by the Phantom Ruby, and in the end, everything will still be just as I planned.
Your plan will end like all your plans do, with you sitting in a pile of busted robot parts wondering how you failed so badly. Let's get him.
Alrighty, final boss time. Do you see what I mean earlier when I said it kind of looks like Lyric from Rise of Lyric? It's got like the snake body, the torso with the claws. If you take out those 4 arms in the back, it really could look like him. But as I understand it, no, it's totally unintentional. That's what Sonic Team says anyway. But it seems to be unintentional. It just seems to be a coincidence that it looked like Lyric. But either way, folks, the first phase of this fight, we're classic Sonic, and it keeps throwing all these lead iron balls at us. And luckily, classic Sonic's head is very, very thick, and it bounces those balls right back at him. And that's it. So now we come to the rookie segment, and with the rookie, we have to use our Wispins to destroy either its arm or its core. It likes to, like, pound the ground, and it will create this wave effect, so I'm actually jumping over the red lines. And then I just put my blowtorch to its hand and whittle it down until its health goes down a whole bunch. You can actually try homing attacking it, but it's very slow and it's much better with a Wispin. Again, I like bringing the burst Wispin for this fight because it takes out the homing missiles really, really quickly thanks to its constant stream and the fact that I can spin around with it. When it's down to like a third health, it will actually shatter the ground, and this can kill a lot of players because it comes so fast and you don't really know it's coming because the camera is aimed down at the ground instead of at the robot, and you don't really have any indication he's going to destroy the ground. He's not saying, "I'm going to destroy the ground!" Ah! You know? So a lot of people get blindsided by that attack, but yeah, either just wait for the hand to come down, and you can either attack the hand, or you can attack the jewel core in the middle. That's actually a thing that you can attack as well. Whatever you attack will destroy this machine and send us to the final phase.
Sonic, defeat him!
Go for it, Sonic!
Alrighty folks, time for the final phase of the Death Egg robot, and this should look a little familiar if you've played Lost World or Sonic Colors, because we're boosting up to it on a linear track, it's shooting lasers at us and stuff. But you know what? I think a lot of people are a little dismissive of this part, because look, this is the third phase of a three-phase fight, so I think the final boss has a lot more meat to it than people give it credit. And I also think this is a way more challenging than the Colors fight, or the Lost World fight, honestly, especially when it gets really hectic and it starts shooting all of its flamethrower pathways out. Because what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to be boosting up to it so that you can homing attack it a whole bunch, and you only really get boost energy from Wisp capsules, and they only show up every now and then with like these little bumps, these little cube bumps that show up, and only the center cubes. You know, you can't hit like the left side or the right side. The Wisps only appear in the center cubes. So like you have to hit the center and then you get a whole bunch of Wisps. Or at least you'll get one Wisp capsule. But like if there's flames and fire going all over the place, it's actually kind of hard to grab the Wisp capsules. And then you might run out of boost energy really quickly. And I don't know, I think it's easy to get dogpiled in this stage. In fact, you know, I'm just lucky I had the cat as my avatar, because I always saved like one ring whenever I got damaged. Because that's one of the perks of being the cat, right? And it's pretty easy to lose all your rings and have to restart this phase over and over again. Luckily, this boss fight does have checkpoints, so if you die to this phase, you have to start from this phase. You don't have to go all the way back to the classic Sonic segment, thank God. But, you know, I like this final boss fight. I like it more than Lost Worlds. I like it more than the Time Eater from Generations. So, I think it's pretty fun. The theme song that plays during the third phase sounds like it came from Undertale. It sounds like Save This World or something, like the final boss fight of that game. It's so, like, hype and energetic, and it's pretty fantastic. But, again, the toughness is, like, managing your boost energy and trying to boost up to him and homing attack him a whole bunch of times while dodging lasers and flamethrower parts. I think it's a lot better than people give it credit, so yeah. But that's it, folks. That's the Death Egg robot.
There's nothing the three of us can't achieve together. Victory is ours for the taking. Triple boost.
We saved the world! So yeah, folks, that was the final boss fight of the whole entire game. I just got the top medals at the very end, so I guess this game was pretty well designed in that if you get S ranks the entire way through, you will max out your ranking, which is only good for unlocking like bonuses through the mission menu and stuff. But we got Eggman's glasses, Boom Sonic's clothing, Classic Sonic's shoes, like top honors as a cat. I just accomplished that, so I get Shadow's chest hair, Asteroid Wispin, Samurai head. So many clothing options. I'm going to show them off in an extra video. But yeah, folks, we're at the end. I'm going to give my final thoughts when Fist Bump plays during the credits.
goodbye. Get home safely, Sonic. And thanks for everything.
Yeah!
Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again. All right, guys. It's time we cleaned up the mess that Eggman left this world in. And I'm not talking about those illusions he dreamed up for us. We need to fix the real world we all live in.
Right. True that.
Come on. Let's go!
Yeah!
All that I see now is not the same. All you remember has gone away, but you're still standing here. So much has happened, it's hard to bear. Shadows of sadness within your stare, but still you're standing here. They're beyond, futures down the road, but the journey won't be easy. Rising up and standing on your own, with a beauty in your eyes shining. You have not lost a thing, whatever may come. The light of hope is always shining there in your heart. You've not lost a thing, whatever you do. Just know that your tomorrow will be waiting for you. Ever so precious, a vision shared, a future you promised. On that special day, still memories never fade. Friends of old, back from long ago, will come again just to say hello. And it's something that you know. Find the strength that lies within your soul, and believe that you can do
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Sonic Forces, a game that I found to be oh so disappointing. And I'm actually going to go back to a previous talking point that I made during my Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric playthrough, which I did after 2017. And it raised a lot of eyebrows then. It's going to raise a lot of eyebrows now. I still stand by it. I was way more disappointed by Sonic Forces than I was Rise of Lyric. Yeah. I found this game way more disappointing. And I know what you're thinking. No. I'm not saying Rise of Lyric is a better game than Forces. Forces is absolutely the one game of the two that I would recommend to you. Because on the outset, it looks like a Sonic game that we would all love, you know? It's got Boost Formula Sonic, it's got Classic Sonic, it's got some cheesy music, and it has like one of the best new features, the avatar system. Being able to create your own custom OC and vicariously live through the story as Sonic's friend to like help him save the world from Dr. Eggman on this global scale where he has conquered the world and he's destroying cities and Shadow's there and Silver's there and the whole gang is here to help take back the world. From the outset, that is an incredible premise, that is an incredible recipe for a great game, and yeah, there are some fun parts to be had with this title, absolutely. But you know what? The level design is too short, some of the levels go by way too quickly, the story is really undercooked, with a lot of characters having nothing to do, and certain plot lines not being as epic or as awesome as they could have been. The physics of Classic Sonic, where do I even begin about how bad that is? Classic Sonic, not only does he not fit with the story, but it's like the worst he's ever felt. I would dare say worse than Sonic the Hedgehog 4, you know? It is nowhere near as good as Sonic Generations, or Sonic Colors, or Sonic Unleashed. And you know, when the first teaser trailer we got for Sonic Forces back in 2016 advertised that this was from the makers of Generations and Colors, and they omitted Lost World, they didn't mention Lost World, it gives you certain expectations. The Sonic fanbase has been so miserable since 2014, you know? Because like, after 2011, 8 years ago, when Generations came out, fans waited for a follow-up, and what we got instead was Lost World. Now that's a game I really like. In fact, I would argue its level design is way better than Forces, its writing is way better than Forces, its music is way better than Forces. I found it a much more satisfying experience, and I would absolutely recommend it over Forces. Come at me! But, majority of people were disappointed by it. And then the Sonic Boom franchise happened. Rise of Lyric, Shattered Crystal. Even though it was a spin-off by non-Sonic team, people, I guess, expected it to be the best thing ever, and when it wasn't, it just, like, eroded the Sonic franchise some more, and then we had more to be miserable about, more to be disappointed by, and it was just doom and gloom with the fanbase for so long. Finally, they released that teaser. They released that teaser in 2016 of Project 2017, which is going to be Forces, and you would think, after all the negativity of Sonic Boom, after all the doom and gloom, that Sonic Team would want to get this right, to win back the fans. That's why they're doing a Generations 2, you know? That's why we're doing a game so similar to Generations, with the Egg Dragoon, and Shadow, and Chaos, and Metal Sonic, and all these things that were familiar with that game. And you hope that it's going to be as good as those games. All I'm asking is something that's like Colors or Unleashed, but no, it was lesser than even those games! Luckily, Sonic Mania was like the one bright spot in between all of that. It was announced the same day that Sonic Forces was, and Mania was fantastic. But this game? Huge disappointment. It doesn't live up to the other Boost Formula games. It's got lots of problems that I've covered throughout this entire playthrough. I don't have fun replaying it. I don't have fun going back to it. And to me, it could have been so much more. And that is what is so disappointing about Sonic Forces. I don't like this game, and I can't recommend it to people. I can't. Why bother making a Generation successor, an Unleashed successor, a Colors successor, if it's just going to be inferior? Like, honestly.
Finally, an end to this endless battle. Everyone can go back home and relax.
There's no need for the resistance.
Hold on. There's still a lot we need to do. We're just getting started.
Well, it's been fun, but I'm gonna go.
Huh? What, you're leaving us? There are others who need your help. But okay, I'm not gonna stop you.
Man, the first time I saw you stumbling around, I had no idea you could pull this thing together and see it to the end. I've changed my mind about you.
I knew you'd come through, rookie. Well, I guess you're not a rookie anymore.
You did good out there. It's not like you just waited till the last minute to come in and act all cool, saving the day.
I love you, Rouge. I mean, thanks.
Our battle is done, and our resistance has come to a conclusion. But we'll be friends forever. A single person cannot restore the entire world. We have to work together and make a diligent effort. Yeah.
Hey, you're taking off too? I was thinking the same thing. You gonna keep moving forward? No matter what, yeah? You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.
Toodles! So yeah, folks, that's Sonic Forces. We took back 100% of the world! Or just 99.99, because Dr. Eggman, he's still out there. Oh boy. So yeah, folks, that's the playthrough. I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that it was so negative, that it was so critical of the game, but they don't mind when Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal or Sonic Lost World on 3DS gets criticized. So, you know, whatever. Sonic Forces has its fans. I guess the custom avatar thing really means a lot to them. Maybe they like the quick stages. Maybe they're happy to have another Metal Sonic fight and all this other stuff. Okay, fine. You know? Well, some people like this game. And it's certainly not a terrible game. I'm not going to say it's terrible. I'm just going to say it was disappointing. That's all. Anyway, folks, coming up next, I do have an extra video. I am going to be showing off some of the other Red Ring stages, the Wispins I didn't use, as well as a whole bunch of clothing avatar pieces that you get for 100%ing the game, like I did. So I'm going to be showing off all that stuff. And coming up next in the Sonic retrospective, Classic Sonic's day is not over yet. His adventure still isn't over, because as soon as he gets back home, oh boy, he's got an encore to perform. Me and a very special guest are going to be playing Sonic Mania Plus and going through Encore mode. So that should be pretty fun. Gotta end on a high note. Gotta go back to a good game. Because, yeah, we're getting very close to the end of this retrospective. We don't have another Sonic Team platformer game as of October 2019. Isn't that weird to think about? This is the last Sonic Team Sonic game. Good God, that's strange to think about. For now, anyway. But yeah, folks, I am the Great Clement. It has been fun. Toodles.